Rob,
It's fucking lights, Luke.
It's amazing. Jealous.
You can do a Rob titty shake.
If I sit still long enough, they do actually stop, but that gets them going again.
Motion
There's some
activated.
Some lower down. Yeah, the annoying thing is I can't change the battery.
Ooh.
So
Why not?
these stop working because it's a shit cheap jumper. And I think the battery's in each individual light.
Oh, okay.
For those listening, we haven't even started, have we? So
Yeah, we haven't started, so it doesn't matter, Mike.
Hello and welcome to episode 16 of SITREP Happy Hour, the holiday edition. This is going to be coming out a little bit sooner than expected. I expect just before Christmas. That lovely voice that you can hear in the background with his flashy red jumper is Lucas. Hello.
Hi.
How are thou?
I'm wearing a Christmas jumper, dude. I'm fucking ecstatic. How are you?
I'm good. I'm wearing a Christmas hat, apparently.
Not apparently. You definitely are wearing a Christmas hat.
Yeah, I am wearing a Christmas hat for some stupid reason. Hello, Robert.
Hi.
How is your Samuel Jones? Honey Jack?
Slow. I haven't had any yet. I'm drinking Thatcher's.
I'm a bit worried that if you haven't been drinking that. How are you doing? You all right?
Yeah.
You good time?
Yeah.
Been waiting long?
No. no, not worried about.
Someone that definitely checks his messages. Brad, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm good.
What's on your sofa this week?
Christmas presents.
I think there's similar stuff to before. There's a box of like a Cadbury selection box that one of the guys on nights at work left us all, and it has a tag that says "to the number one Muppet" on it. So that's pretty nice of him. Yeah, nothing else new, I don't think.
Our producer is going to hate the fact that you were talking as you turned around then.
It's still coming out all right, I think.
Yes, this is a special episode because we're not going to be talking movie news, games, or TV. Well, technically, we're not going to be talking about these things news-wise, but we're going to be talking kind of a little bit about something to do with the holidays because we're all leading up to Christmas or whatever holidays you guys are celebrating. But before we get down to that, how are you guys celebrating tonight's show? What are you drinking, Lucas?
Well, in this glass is the last of my really cheap Brothers cider that I spoke about in the last episode.
You've had that for like a whole week.
I had 3 crates of it. Calm down.
I was going to say, is that the same glass?
In this glass is a Brewdog Lost Lager.
Ooh.
And
You got another
this
glass.
is
Holy
a
fuck, dude.
Jim Beam and Coke.
Wow, he's finally pulling out that £80 worth of alcohol he bought a couple of weeks ago.
Dude, I went to Asda this morning and spent another £85 on alcohol.
Jesus Christ.
Just for Christmas.
So I need to ask
Get
the question:
the IV ready.
Are you spending more or less money now you can't go to a pub?
More.
I suppose technically money's not stopping you, is it? When you go to a pub,
No.
because you only take X amount with you, I suppose.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Christmas. You always spend a lot on alcohol at Christmas, right? And so I bought like Bucks Fizz for Christmas morning. I bought some champagne because I wanted some champagne. I bought some wine. I bought Applejack. I bought more cider. I bought more lager. And then I'd had to buy a honey jack for somebody else. So technically, part of that 85 quid wasn't for me. So I really spent like 70 quid on myself.
Fair play. Robert, what are you drinking this week, dude?
I'm drinking a Thatcher's Haze in this can.
Hi.
Thatcher's Haze in this can. And once those have disappeared, a bottle of Samuel Joe's honey bourbon. Premium honey liqueur. Oh, it's not honey, it's bourbon with Samuel Joe's bourbon.
I think he just likes reading out labels.
I was trying to find something to mispronounce, but I couldn't.
I was wondering where the lovely bottle of wine was this week.
No wine.
No?
No.
And Bradley, what are you drinking this week, dude? You drinking some more
On
of that Cobra
this
Kai?
side, I do. I have a bottle of Cobra. And then after that,
Yes.
I
Everybody
have
bought more than one drink.
a bottle of Devon Mist, which is a hazy
Ooh.
cider.
Oh, that looks nice.
That does look
Yeah,
nice.
it is nice. It's there's a place I know Mike and Rob have been there and we've called the Dorset Burger Company.
Oh,
And
okay.
they have it on tap there. And I saw the bottles in Aldi, so I got some.
Speaking of
Fair
burgers, I went to McDonald's earlier and had the double Big Mac.
Oh,
It was good.
Good.
Yay.
Yeah, it's good.
Good. Nice.
have you had the You had the double quarter pounder yet,
No.
mate?
The half pounder.
Treat yourself.
I've had the triple cheeseburger.
Oh, now I've got to go back.
Got to.
Yeah.
I think I've had their cheese bites they do over Christmas. They're good.
Oh, for fuck's sake, what are
What are you drinking, Mike?
I am drinking Thatcher's Haze. I did get offered some wine, but I didn't think it would be a good idea. Because me and wine don't tend to mix very
Wine's
well.
always a good idea.
I disagree, Rob. I'm going to heavily disagree on that basis.
Yeah, based on the last time I saw you drink wine, yeah.
Was it last episode? Or the episode before that?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well,
you.
Mike. When did Mike last drink wine?
The work party at the Haynes Museum.
Oh,
It's the last time I saw him drink
Oh,
wine. Yeah.
that was messy.
Hey, look. It's not my fault if every house where I live looks like my house when I'm drunk.
You know when you've had a good night when you bruised your boss's ribs.
And also when you're dancing by yourself before anyone else is up.
And it's a fucking sweaty mess.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, the pictures were good though, weren't they?
I think I've still got a video of you dancing by yourself.
Oh my god.
You know you've had a good night when you get off a bus and shout at someone that you work with for a good 20 minutes or so and then
Wow.
try and go home and don't remember the way and thankfully have a very sober Brad to take you home. That knows
I wasn't sober, I just wasn't as fucked as you.
Well, that's why I don't drink wine. Especially when it's free. Because it doesn't get free. Because I'm pretty sure we were going to the bar, weren't we, and just getting more bottles of wine? Or was that
Yeah,
the-
they were just giving them.
Yeah, I
so
figured
you
out
ran
if you
out
went
of
up to
wine.
the bar with an empty bottle, they gave you a full one. Which is a bad thing. I must have done it like 3 or 4 times.
Who approved that idea?
I don't know, but
Yeah, good question.
I figured it
I don't
out
think
fairly
anybody
early
did.
on.
I don't think anybody did. I think it was just a case of, let's try it and see what happens. To say we only had so many beer tokens, this was at a work stew, just as a heads up to anybody listening. We, myself, Rob and Brad went to a work stew and it got pretty messy very quick, if I remember right, after the meal.
Yeah.
The only
I wanna-
downside, it was, I think, the fact that nobody was sat with anybody they worked with, which is really fucking
No,
weird.
they tried to like mix departments and that so people talked, I guess.
Yeah, I got stuck with HR, which wasn't great. I was like, yeah, we need to change this. We need to change this to make it better. And I just remembered shouting a lot. Getting really fucking drunk. You know, it's bad when you're at work to talk about work. I'm like, oh god. And then I think we were playing like loads of mini games. Anyway, away from that, back to what we are doing today. How are we boys feeling on the way lead up to Christmas? Are you looking forward to it?
I have 18 days off, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
The league's
that-
already finished.
Does that include weekends, Brad?
Yeah.
Oof, you beat me by 2 days, and I've got 16 days off, including today.
Have you booked the Thursday off then, Brad?
I am. They let me use my overtime from Friday. to have it.
Nice. So you're not coming in Thursday. I finish Tuesday next week. We're recording on Saturday the 19th at the minute. I'm hoping this podcast is going to air 22nd, 23rd, just before Christmas. So about a week earlier than expected, as we normally would, but we wanted to get this out there before Christmas because it's a special episode. Robert, have you finished for summer holidays, Christmas?
Yeah, this is it. I'm not going back to work till September now. Great.
I was going to say September's a long way off.
No, I'm still working 3 days next week, so.
I mean, is it that much?
I mean, you say work.
Yeah, work.
Is it work or is it Cyberpunk? I mean, no one knows at this point.
Neither do I.
Are you working in Cyberpunk? I mean, technically, you've done a lot of jobs, so. Anyway, down to, I guess, today's topic. Oh, when my freaking thing sorts itself out.
It's like I'm not wearing my glasses when I look at your camera.
Ooh.
There you go.
He's back.
I'm back. Okay, so I set these boys a bit of a question. Seeing as it's a holiday edition of the show, and it's the first one I think we've done, obviously doing the SITREP radio podcast before this, it's kind of weird actually having something different to talk about aside from the division and actually doing something Christmas based. So this year I said to the boys, I want you all to pick a film each, and we're going to talk about them on the podcast, probably very briefly, depending on how much each of us enjoyed them.
Or watched.
Or watched them. Okay, so I'm going to go around. Luke, what film did you choose that is your holiday film that you picked?
I watch it every year. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Can I ask why you chose that film, apart from the fact you watch it every year?
That's really the reason. I watch it every year because I do genuinely enjoy watching it still.
It's a tradition.
Is it
Yeah.
your film that kind of gets you in the mood for Christmas? Like you've seen that's it, it's Christmas time.
I don't know if it's the one that gets me in the mood for Christmas, because a lot of mornings I watch it on Christmas morning when the presents have been unwrapped and you're either waiting to go to see family or you like on and off the phone sending text messages and whatever for Christmas morning. But you pour yourself a Christmas drink, throw the wrapping paper away, you either put the oven on if you're cooking at home, or if you know you're going to somebody's house, you get yourself ready, don't you? And then just flick Nightmare Before Christmas on, because it's only just over an hour, and it's animation, a few songs in it, just starts the jolliness off, I suppose.
Rob, what film did you choose?
Die Hard.
Why did you choose that film?
Because it's the best Christmas film.
It's the best Christmas film.
Mm-hmm. The best.
Better than It's a Wonderful Life?
The fuck is that?
It's a Christmas film, Rob. Okay. Brad, which film did you choose?
I chose Muppets Christmas Carol.
And why did you choose that film?
Well, mainly kind of like Luke, it's a tradition. Like, so when I'm at home, or when I was at home with mum and dad, they would always cook the turkey Christmas Eve. And then when it got to Christmas Eve evening, we would have like a hot turkey sandwich and watch Muppets Christmas Carol. So that became like our yearly thing.
You cooked the Christmas on Christmas Eve?
Yeah, so they didn't have to waste time doing it Christmas Day.
Rob's like, you could do that?
More time for drinking. I like it.
Yeah. Well, last year my dad had drunk like nearly a whole bottle of cherry brandy by lunchtime. So
Holy shitballs.
yeah.
It's a game changer. I might have to suggest that to Cheryl.
Yeah, it doesn't go dry or anything the way they do it. So
Nice.
yeah, it's good.
And the film I picked is The Night Before. Is it Night Before or The Night Before? I can't remember which.
I think it's
The Night Before.
I think. Yeah.
Not to
And
be
I don't know
confused
what
with The Night Before Christmas.
Yeah,
But
like
not
you got confused.
Yeah, I was like, wait, there's only been 3 films picked. I was like, I still don't understand. Because
I think I had to explain to you like 7 times.
yeah, but because like in text messages you obviously shorten things, and it
but it was somebody would say The Night Before, and then somebody would say The Nightmare Before Christmas. Did you not realise that they were
no,
different?
I'm a dumbass, all right.
We're just lucky you got the message in time.
Yeah.
Why did I choose that film? I don't know. I think I watched it out of the blue a couple of years ago. I was just like, it was on about random Christmas films. I saw Seth Rogen was in it. I put it on. I don't know. Something about it. It's just a kind of, it's a happy kind of go lucky kind of film. And it was just, yeah. Before that was see no evil, hear no evil, and it's probably not the most Christmassy film. It was just a film we used to put on at Christmas that I used to laugh at whilst wrapping presents for no reason. But I gotta be honest, I'm really surprised nobody else threw in any dodgy films like Jingle All the Way. I'm really shocked nobody chose Elf or Home Alone.
Fucking hate Elf.
Really?
Yeah, I'm delighted nobody picked that. I can't stand that twat.
I nearly picked the Grinch.
Which one?
Jim Carrey.
The Jim Carrey one. Yeah. So
my kids were watching that in October.
Nice.
Don't know. Don't ask me why.
Getting in the mood, Daddy.
Well, it's nothing. It's not exactly been anything else to look forward to this year. So, I mean, Christmas is about it at the minute. I mean, you're lucky if you can have that, I suppose.
Yeah, thanks, Boris.
Yeah. So I was just kind of, I don't know.
If he's listening, fuck you.
Imagine if one of our listeners was Boris fucking Johnson. Oh dear.
You never know. He might have been like an avid Division player. I doubt it, but
divide and conquer. Anyway,
that's actually a really good impression. Well done.
I'm just surprised you guys didn't pick any shit films. Not shit films, but
I mean, normally when I don't tend to watch a lot of Christmas films because I've seen them so many times. Like I've been known to wrap presents watching Alien 3. So
the best Alien.
The best
film?
Christmas film?
No, Die Hard's the best Christmas film.
He hasn't seen any of the others, so I mean, it could be kind of biased there, Rob. Okay, so let's go around to Luke's one first. The Nightmare Before Christmas. Can you tell us a little bit about the film?
It's a stop-go animation film that was created in the head of Tim Burton, so you already know it's a little bit fucked up. It's based around a character called Jack Skellington, who is the Pumpkin King of a town called Halloween Town, which, as you may have guessed, is a town all about Halloween, that they celebrate Halloween once a year like you're supposed to, but the other 364 days are them planning the next Halloween. They're all ghostly and ghouly and rats and vampires and whatever other horrible creatures you want to put into Halloween. But one day walking through the woods, Jack finds a load of trees with special doors on them that lead to Easter Town, Thanksgiving Town, and one of them is Christmas Town. So he becomes obsessed with Christmas, wants to take over Christmas, helps create a plan to kidnap Santa Claus, makes himself Santa Claus, and ends up ruining Christmas in Christmas Town because obviously all the presents are made by the people in Halloween Town. So instead of being nice dolls, they're like decapitated dolls and spiders and snakes that eat Christmas trees and stuff. So he then rescues Santa Claus and makes Christmas right again. The end.
Very good.
Thank you.
It's quite interesting that Oogie Boogie has like basically no input in most of this film, apart from like the last 20 minutes or so.
And that's a really good bit of the film.
Yeah, it is one of the better bits of the film. But I mean, for a film that's only 73 minutes long, including credits, it's if he's in it for 20 minutes, he's not doing bad, I suppose, is he?
No. I think the interesting thing is the fact that it's called Tim Burton's Christmas. Yet, I mean, he does. I mean, what is it? I found out the Nightmare Before Christmas is actually based on Tim Burton's poem, which he tried to get made, but he didn't direct it. It was Henry. God, I can't think of the guy's name. Selick? Henry Selick. The same guy that directed the stop-go animation film James and the Giant Peach.
Which he did after Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
So Tim Burton wrote the poem that the screenplay was derived from. He also wrote the screenplay. He was a producer on the movie.
No. He didn't write the screenplay.
Yes, he did.
No, it was written by somebody else.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I watched Honest Trailers before recording this, and they were like, literally at the beginning of the film, it was like directed by this person, screenwritten by this person. So where does Tim Burton come in? And so it's just literally the fact that it's obviously based on the poem. I think he wrote some of the songs with Danny Elfman for the film, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't actually written by Tim Burton.
Okay.
It's probably one of those things where he's not credited as a writer. You'd have to have a look. If someone can fact check that'd be great. But Brad, seeing as it was your first time watching Nightmare Before Christmas, what did you think?
The first couple of minutes, I was like, "What the hell have I put on my TV?" But no, I quite enjoyed it. It's like Luke said, it's just over an hour, so it's pretty brief. The animation style's really good. Like, I genuinely didn't know it came out in '93. Like, it was that old. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's a 17-year-old film now, isn't it? Is that right?
27.
Is it 27?
Yeah, 27
Come on,
years. Yeah,
boys, do your maths.
yeah.
Oh,
27 years. Yeah.
sorry.
But yeah, it's like there's quite. I didn't really know anything about it going in. I didn't know there was going to be like so many songs and like musical numbers in it, but they were all like really good songs.
They're very catchy, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really good film. I really enjoyed it.
Would you watch it again?
Yeah, I would watch it again. Yeah.
Would you watch it again in 6 days' time?
No.
Okay, my
Maybe
question,
next year.
Luke, have you watched it for this episode? Did you need to watch it for this episode?
I didn't need to watch it for this episode, but I own it on DVD, so I watched it this afternoon.
Are you watching it again next week?
Yes.
Okay.
It's tradition, dude. It's not Christmas
Yeah,
morning
he's gonna
without...
get drunk Christmas Day and watch The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. The animation is outstanding. The songwriting, the lyrics and stuff like that is absolutely amazing. This film holds up so well. I watched it on Disney Plus this afternoon with both my kids. Both my kids love this film. I'm not a huge fan. I'm not going to be like I'm the number one Nightmare Before Christmas fan, but I do like the film. Robert, I'm going to move to you because you live with a Nightmare Before Christmas enthusiast.
Do
I? Yes.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah, the doll right behind you.
Yeah, that's my wife's. Yeah, she was a little bit obsessed with it, and I have seen the film way too many times. So when I went to watch it this time, I got about 10 minutes in and was like, I'd rather be doing something else. So I went and did something else. So yeah, I haven't had a fresh watch, but yeah, I've seen it many times before.
Okay, so this is a question that you might actually be able to answer because I'm not 100% on this. Oh
God,
why is it that The Nightmare Before Christmas is appealing to goths?
I don't know. Because it's got Halloweeny stuff in it. It's kind of a Halloween film and a Christmas film all wrapped into one.
Yeah.
I was just interested because I obviously saw it being taken the piss out of Honest Trailers before we recorded, and they were like, "This is basically a huge advert for Hot Topic, clothing." They were like, "Hot Topic was basically funded off this film." It's just amazing to see how many people actually love the merchandise and wear it, who are part of that scene. I just remember a lot of seeing kids from back in 2005, and obviously when your missus used to walk around with a freaking Nightmare. I think she had a Nightmare Before Christmas bag, and she's got ornaments and stuff like that, hasn't she, Rob?
Yeah,
And
like
cushions and
cushions. She's got like a plaque thing with like I bought her a plaque for 1 year for her birthday with like one of the stills from like the reels from the original film.
Oh, nice.
Or maybe like a copy of it. I'm not sure. It cost me quite a lot of money though. And she's got like coasters. Yeah, she's obsessed.
Nice. Okay, Rob, I understand that Nightmare Before Christmas isn't your number one film out of all these because obviously Die Hard is the number one. So I asked Brad, because you've seen most of these films, even though you've already seen all of them technically, but you didn't rewatch it. Where does Nightmare Before Christmas stand out of the 4 films that you watched?
Oh, well, I didn't watch Die Hard, but I know Die Hard's a really good film. I would say, third.
Okay, we'll keep going then.
Why don't you do this at the end?
I don't know, because I kind of want to go through it and figure out as we go along where Brad's going to put.
Because I feel like my choices might change.
Your choices might change.
I mean, like my list might change.
Okay.
Might sway my decision.
All right, we can do it at the end then. All right.
Yeah, I'm thinking that as well. Because like Rob said, when we talk about it, you might.
I still think Luke's is still going to have Nightmare Before Christmas as number 1 at the end, but we'll see. Okay, so next up, Robert, you chose Die Hard.
Yes.
Can you give us a bit of a rundown? Obviously, as a huge fan of this film, you know every plot detail. So can you give us a complete rundown of this?
Right, okay.
Wait. Before you start, did you rewatch it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just double checking.
Okay, so it starts off. You see John McClane getting off the plane. He's come from New York to LA because his marriage is kind of. Drop less detail.
He's gonna go the whole 2 hours.
Audio version.
Do you want top level? John McClane accidentally goes into his wife's. Well, not accidentally. I don't know if he's invited or not. I can't remember.
He
goes to his Christmas party. Some German terrorists crash the party.
He might not be.
Kill a load of guys to try and steal some stuff. And then John McClane hides around and like sneaks and kills them all off like one by one until they're all dead. One of them being Hans Gruber, played by
I
can't remember what his name is. Rickman. Alan Rickman, that's it.
Alan!
A fine British actor who does a German accent and an American accent in this film. Both spot on.
Are they spot on?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
When does he do an American accent?
Because when he goes up to try and find the detonators and he talks to
John McClane.
John McClane and pretends to be like a hostage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But John sees through him the whole time.
Yeah,
gives him an empty gun. Yeah.
Yeah, with no clip in it. Oh. Okay, so what are your favorite moments about this film, Rob?
The bit where he sends one of the henchmen down an elevator and it says, now I have a machine gun, ho ho ho, and he dresses him in
That is
Santa Claus. Obviously the bit where he says yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. The fact that Bruce Willis has hair, that's a good part of the film.
Yeah, it's amazing to see how young Bruce Willis is in this film.
It's a 1988 film. Like, I was 2 when this film came out.
I was 1. Jeez.
Like, and it holds up.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some dodgy bits, like when they shoot it's not really a tank, but it's like a SWAT van with a rocket launcher. It looks like it's been recorded using like micro machines.
Isn't there a bit where they blow out a whole floor with C4 he throws down the elevator or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it like almost blows the whole building up.
Yeah.
Like
the
building probably would fall down if that happened. But for some reason, and they blow the roof off as well with even more C4, and that doesn't blow the building down.
I think the bit I like is the fact that the cop that is his emotional support throughout the whole film, because that's pretty much what the guy does, ends up more beat up at one point than John McClane through that car falling backwards and then hitting
Yeah, but then the next he has like a tissue in his hand, right? He's wiping all the blood off him. Next scene, he's clean and like he's had a shower.
I saw that.
So constantly
It's brilliant.
right out the window.
Yeah. Classic 80s film.
Brad, any thoughts on Die Hard?
I did not rewatch it, so I can't say too much about it. But it's just a really solid action film and a good Christmas film. I don't care what anyone says; it's a Christmas film.
Yeah, it's been argued to death, but it is a Christmas film because otherwise he would not be there in the first place, would he?
No, exactly. I know that the fight he has against the guy with the long blonde hair is like a really good like fight scene. Obviously, like Rob said, all his quips and one-liners are just like timeless. Like they're just really good.
Yep.
It's just a really good action film. I'm going to watch it next week, I think, at some point.
Christmas Eve, dude.
Yeah, probably.
Is it Nakamori? I can't remember the name of the bloody tower on it.
Nakatomi Tower.
Nakatomi Plaza.
I think it's Nakamori.
Plaza, same thing.
Luke, what do you think of Die Hard?
Loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we were saying before we press record, it really does hold up. Like Rob said, there's a few bits that you think that's definitely an 80s action movie, but for the most part, I really enjoyed watching it again last night.
See, I hadn't watched it for a while, and I remember watching the beginning last night, and I was like, obviously Bruce Willis is really young. There's a bit where like he's checking the blonde girl out when he gets off the plane, and he's checking some other bird out at this point. It's just like, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah, when he walks past the poster.
Yeah. He just spends the whole film checking other people out. And I was like,
and he's going back to win back the woman.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I think the other bit as well, where he has the guy come up and kiss him, and he's like, what the fuck? California, right? Or somewhere, I can't remember if it's California or Los Angeles. It's just, you can tell it's that kind of age film where there's a lot in that film that you probably couldn't get away with. Not a lot, but there's bits in that film that you couldn't get away with so much now.
The bit where he's like talking to himself in the air vent is good as well. Where he's just like berating himself, crawling through it.
Yeah. No, it's really good. I do like it. Like I said, I'm very surprised I guessed Die Hard. I thought it was going to be Elf, and I thought Home Alone. I didn't know what the fourth one was going to be. So Die Hard was definitely on there as far as I was concerned. Okay, next up. Brad, you chose a film.
I did.
What film did you choose?
I chose The Muppets Christmas Carol.
Do you want to give us a bit of a rundown of what
I can give you a bit of a rundown. If you know the story, A Christmas Carol, then it's that, but with Muppets.
Wow, that's it. That's all you got to say.
Yeah, that's it.
I like the fact Rob is going to give us the complete audio version of Die Hard, yet you just give us the back cover of.
It's not even that, dude.
It's
the cliff notes of the back cover.
Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. No, so it's like a mix between real people and the Muppets, and it's a retelling of the story A Christmas Carol. So basically, Michael Caine plays Ebenezer Scrooge, who's a cold-hearted moneylender who hates Christmas. And
Can I just say that is one of the best pieces of casting ever?
Oh yeah, it's so good.
He's so young. He's so young in this film,
but he still looks old.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
He's always looked old, except for
he always looks old.
What was the film where he blows the bloody doors off?
He blows the bloody doors.
Italian Job.
He looks young in that, and then every other film he's just an old geezer.
You're my baby boy, bro.
An old geezer. What's the point in doing all them bloody push-ups if you can't lift a bloody log?
Why did we fall down, Master Bruce? The thing is that for me, like, I know everyone else has got like iconic roles for Michael Caine, but to me, it's always gonna be Alfred from the Batman films.
Yeah, or this one. This one's a really good one. Yeah, so he's a money lender. He like takes joy in taking people's money, and he's all about money. So on Christmas Eve, he is haunted by his two. I think in the actual story it's one, but in Muppets it's the Marley brothers, who are his business partners. And they basically tell him that his soul is doomed for all eternity if he carries on the way he is, and that he will be visited by 3 ghosts to sort of like set him on the right path to like save his soul. So he's visited by the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. The past shows him like basically how he was all alone.
It's so creepy. It's like a
It
kid,
is
isn't it?
really creepy, yeah.
But
so
she's got like a
creepy.
doll face. It's so weird.
Yeah. It doesn't even look like a person.
Pretty well done, though, isn't it? The way that's done. I'm
like
how the
because
fuck
that
did
came
they
out in
do that?
'92, and it like it still looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Christmas past shows like all his past Christmases as he's growing up, and how he becomes this sort of like money focused driven man who doesn't even have time to like get married to the love of his life and all this. After that, he gets the ghost of Christmas Present.
Hagrid.
Hagrid. Yeah,
It might as well be Hagrid.
Ginger Hagrid.
Yep.
He takes him around the town on what will be Christmas Day that year, and he shows him like how it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor or where you come from. Like the spirit of Christmas is celebrated everywhere by everyone.
He takes him to his nephews, and they're just taking the piss out of him. It's really,
they're just like ripping him.
Fuck.
Yeah. And also, I didn't realize until not long ago, the woman is Simon's mum out of the In-Betweeners in the show.
What?
So his nephew's partner.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
That's how old that
is Simon's mum.
That's how old
in the
that
In-Betweeners.
But also, wait. You also see fucking Tiny Tim. It's so sad, man. It's so sad.
He's like an ill little cripple, and he basically is like, oh, like I can see if. So his dad, Bob Cratchit, works for Scrooge, and he like pays him like nothing basically, and he's
Kermit.
Yeah, Kermit the Frog. He is Kermit the Frog. And the ghost of Christmas Present's like, I can see that he's basically going to die if like nothing changes. And then the ghost of Christmas Yet to Come shows him at the time he doesn't notice it when Scrooge himself is dead, but it's basically all people like basically almost celebrating that he's dead. Like people have taken stuff from his house and they're like getting money for it, and like nobody really cares he's gone. And then after all that's done, it's pretty dark, that bit, and I remember being pretty scared of it when I was a kid because it's pretty creepy. The ghost of Christmas Yet to Come.
Oh yeah. Because it was
like the hooded dark figure just with no face.
A Dementor.
Yeah, pretty much. And we're back to Harry Potter.
Is that what we're saying? That Christmas Carol is basically the
Hermione, Hagrid, and Dementor.
Yeah. But anyway, after he's had all those hauntings, he wakes up and then he changes his way. He pays off Bob Cratchit's mortgage and gives him a pay rise so Tiny Tim survives. And he becomes a happy, jolly old man celebrating Christmas.
What, Tiny Tim? Because we don't actually know if Tiny Tim survives. I mean, he survived that Christmas, but
the what's the Muppet that's narrating it? Gonzo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Gonzo.
Yeah, he says he survives.
There's a bit at the beginning as well where they're on about like a load of dark stuff, and I thought it was quite funny because it's like, should we be showing this to kids? This is quite a dark story. You know, like
it's a pretty grim story.
Yeah. I just like the way they handle it. Like, yeah, that'll be fine.
There's also a bit where, it's where he's at. He goes back to his school and his headmaster says it's the American way, and then
Yeah,
Gonzo whispers in his ear and he says, "The British way."
the British way. But yeah, it's great. I love it. You got Gonzo and Rizzo the rat, and they're
Rizzo gets a
goofing
bit
around.
beat the
He's
shit
constantly
out as
getting
well.
knocked off of window ledges and stuff, getting set on fire.
Honestly, it's so good. I watched it again. I loved every minute of it. I gotta be honest. I just love the whole practical side of this whole film.
Yeah, it's good.
It's still, I can't remember how old this film is, but
92 it came out.
92. So that's 18 years. I'm joking. I was just amazed at how much like it still holds up today, much like Nightmare Before Christmas. But it just goes to show that having CGI backgrounds and stuff like that, which you would probably get with a Muppets film today, is probably not the way to go. It really shows having all those practical sets there, and obviously all the Muppets. It just does the story justice. I'll say this though, I did a quiz at work the other day, and the question was how many how many ghosts visit Scrooge.
Did you put 5?
I put 5
Yeah.
because I watched it recently. Did you do the same?
That's why I said at the start that in the actual book he only gets visited by one Marley brother.
Yeah.
So it's 4, but I put 5 as well.
I put 5 because I was like, oh yeah, I mean in the Muppets it's like there's 2 of them. It's not. It's the 2 old guys from the Muppets. It's like
there's some good songs in this film as well.
Oh, Mister. Yeah. There is. Yeah. Luke, what do you think of this film, dude?
I love this movie. It's a proper Christmas classic. There's no other way of saying it. It's such a good retelling of a classic story as well. So whoever was in charge of putting the Muppets twist on it deserves a huge amount of kudos because it just works. There's no other way of saying it really. It just works.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll ever meet anybody who doesn't like Muppets Christmas Carol. All right, it might not be their favorite Christmas movie, but for somebody to sit there and go, "Oh no, I fucking hate that movie," like I did with Elf. Really? Have you got?
You say that, but my wife was like, "Oh, really? Do we have to watch this? I don't like this film." And then I put it on, and she was there laughing at Gonzo and Rizzo through it. I'm like, "Yeah, it's just
the bit where he forgets his beans through the gate."
Oh yeah,
I know.
You could fit through the bars the whole time.
But both my kids were laughing when like they're getting knocked off the freaking and stuff like that. It's so good. Rob, any thoughts on that film?
No, I really enjoyed watching it.
When was the last time you watched it?
Earlier this week.
What, you seen it twice this week, have you?
No.
No, when was it? When was the actual last time any of you watched it?
Before this, you
mean? Years.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've sat down and watched it.
I can't remember the last time.
It would be whenever it was on TV last Christmas.
Oh, so you have watched it quite recently then?
Well, 12 months ago. I watched half of it this afternoon.
Nice. And I guess it's down to me. The film I chose the night before, is essentially a Christmas Carol. Is that right? Because I gotta know.
No.
Michael Shannon in this is effectively the 3 ghosts from A Christmas Carol, right? The past,
but he's also Jesus.
No, he's not technically Jesus. He's an angel, as shown at the end. Okay, so the night before is basically 3 friends on Christmas Eve every year for X amount of years. They've gone out and got absolutely plastered together because unfortunately one of their friends, one of the 3, had his parents die on Christmas Eve, and they basically were like, "Fuck it, we're gonna go get pissed," and they made it a tradition. But obviously they're all grown up. One's got a family, one's moving into fame, and they've all got different stuff going on. And this is the last night. It's the last ditch attempt. Also, there's a whole plot running with this film where they've spent years trying to find out how to get into the Nutcracker Ball, and they finally got tickets. And the whole film is basically them trying to get to a point where they can go to the Nutcracker Ball, and it's the antics that they go on throughout this night, which is, I think, is pretty funny. I don't know about you guys. I enjoyed sitting down and watching, what was it, about an hour and 45 minutes of Rob off his face on shrooms and cocaine and all the rest of it. It was so fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, Seth Rogen's really good in this film.
He is
You
amazing.
did an amazing job, Rob.
I'm not Seth Rogen, all right?
No, but even now, with the
You
glass,
could be in that film.
you could. Even some of the facial expressions. There's a bit in the back of the car in the limo where he's spacking out, and that's you when you're off your tits. Honestly, I was like, "No wait, that's Rob. That's what Rob does." Brad, you haven't seen this film before. What did you think?
I loved it.
Did you?
It was it was really good. It was just really funny. Like me and Laura have, like, neither of us have seen it before, and we were both just laughing like all the way through it. It was so good.
There's a fair. I think there's a fair few funny moments in it. I haven't seen it for like 12 months, but I was like, I mentioned it. I was like, well, I want to watch it anyway. I like it, and I put it on. And I was like, oh, I don't fucking really be bothered. I sat and I got into it, and like that was it. After 5-10 minutes, I was like, this film is so good.
Basically,
Luke,
every scene with Seth Rogen is hilarious.
yeah, he stands out like hell. Luke, have you seen this film before?
I couldn't remember if I had seen it before or not, but then after about 20 minutes, I was like, yeah, I have seen this before.
Did you like it? Because I can't remember if you're a fan of Seth Rogen or not.
I don't mind Seth Rogen. I wouldn't put him up there as one of my favorite comedy actors, but I also wouldn't group him together with that dickhead who did the Elf. So,
oh, Joseph Lovett Gordon. Yeah. See, I didn't think he was
No,
that
Will
bad.
Ferrell.
Will Ferrell, yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. Did you enjoy it on rewatch? Did it make
Yes.
you laugh?
Yes, it did. Yes.
Did you have a good time watching it?
I did, yeah. This was the one I watched first of the 4 because it was on Prime, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to watch that because I genuinely couldn't remember if I'd seen it before or not. And then when I realised that Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in it and Seth Rogen, I was like, well, this is bound to be pretty funny. And then Rob said something about Anthony Mackie's scene in the restroom of the his fan. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna watch this one first. But I'm glad I did. I really enjoyed it.
See, I forgot about that, and I didn't know I didn't know if Brad was watching it with Laura. And I was like, I didn't know how they were gonna react with that whole scene. But there we go. Rob, did you watch this film with your kids?
I started watching it with my kids, and yeah, got to the aforementioned scene where they are banging in a bathroom quite vigorously.
And you had a few
screaming. No, they weren't. No. So yeah, I had to turn it off, and I finished watching it today. And yeah, it's brilliant. I specifically like the scene in the church with Seth Rogen, where he goes to midnight mass wearing a Jewish jumper.
The bit there where they're at Anthony Mackie's mum and he's getting the dick pics on that phone.
I just love the fact, like, he's getting messages from James like, oh, yeah, it's a pretty good dick. It's a pretty good dick. No, I've never sucked a dick. And then he like slowly convinces himself that he's gonna suck a dick, and it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I think the best bit is when you actually find out who James is.
Yeah.
It's like the best cameo, and then it's just freaking weird between what's her face from The Office and James Franco. I just like the whole bit where Seth Rogen disappears, and he's like, oh, so you want to get blah blah blah, and she's like, I think you're gay. Not tonight, or something like that. But yeah, it's really good, and I don't know, it's just a really good feel good time.
Should probably say that Seth Rogen's character's off his head on every drug in this film, which is why he's so mad.
And he's having a kid as well, and he's just having second thoughts. That video he does in the bathroom,
he calls the kid a cunt.
His wife's, because he ends up showing the wife the video that he recorded, and she's like, "You called our wife our daughter a cunt," or something like that. I was like, "Oh my god." So how many throwbacks to other Christmas films did you guys notice in this film?
There's
Now, after you said it, I think Mr. Green is supposed to be past, present, and future, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he gives Anthony Mackie the weed of Christmas present.
Yeah, he's really good in this as well. Like his character's so good.
I just love the fact it's like he's trying to invite Ben. It turns out it's the actual big nutcracker ball that they're going to at the end.
Yeah.
There's a bit at the end where Seth Rogen gets a call. Well, he has like missed calls, and he rings back, and then he does this. He goes, into the camera.
Is that Home Alone?
Which is a Home Alone thing, yeah.
Yeah, there's I noticed a couple of Home Alone references because obviously the fan that
the micro machines.
The fan that Anthony Mackie has coming on. Steals his weed at one point, and he's chasing after, and she's like, "Fuck you!" Throws micro machines on the floor and fucking slips on it, Home Alone style. And it's like, how would you not notice that? Yeah, they're all at midnight mass, and fucking Seth Rogen's there praying in Jewish. Like, what do I do? What do I do? He's getting sketched out.
And the baby. Fuck you.
Yeah, the baby. Fuck you at one point is great.
And then he stabs the glass through the football player's hand, and he's like, "Oh no, the Jews have done it
again." Because the football player's named the Messiah.
Yeah. But the whole bit in the church where he's looking at Jesus, he's like, "Oh God, did we do that?" And he's like, "What did he say? We did not kill Jesus!" On the way out.
Yeah,
it's fucking brilliant.
The nativity as well. That's Spencer and his dogs.
There's like a lamb and a goat or something stupid. I'm trying to think. What else was there? I think it's. I suppose it's pretty obvious, but I think it's funny that the guy selling weed is called Mr. Green. I don't know if anybody else picked up on that. I'm sorry, Rob, but I've got to hand it to you. Like, Seth Rogen reminded me of you complete most of this film, and I'm so sorry that that's a comparison, but you both make me laugh, so I suppose it's not it's not a bad shout. I think the Christmas jumpers, I don't know where they got them from, but I think they were fucking brilliant. With the black Christmas jumper, the Black Santa Christmas jumper, the Jewish Christmas Christmas jumper, and I can't remember what Joseph Levitt Gordon's.
It's just a normal one, yeah.
Is it just a normal? And then they do like a whole karaoke Run DMC moment, which is so absolutely brilliant. And then the thing is, I watched this and Die Hard back to back, and that song is literally in the opening credits of Die Hard.
Oh, so that's another reference to another Christmas film then.
Yeah. Well, obviously there's a bit where the fan jumps off the roof like fucking Hans Gruber.
Oh yeah. Shit.
So this film
My
references
boy Hans Gruber.
Yeah. It's so good. Now, my question to you is, did anybody recognize one of the two Santas?
Yeah, it's Jason Mantzoukas from Big Mouth.
Yes. Luke, did you recognize that at all?
No, I've never seen his face before in my entire life.
Voice of Jay.
Which one was it? The bigger one or the shorter one?
The shorter one.
One with the beard.
The short, because he's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine as well.
Yes, yeah.
But he's basically the voice of Jay from Big Mouth. And I don't care. He's fucking brilliant. I think he's in a film with Will Ferrell, The House or something, where they like start a gambling thing. He's absolutely amazing.
He's really good in Brooklyn. He's like fucking office head drug like detective guy. He's so good.
Oh, he does like a whole podcast called How Did This Get Made? A film podcast. And it's absolutely brilliant. Some of the shit that comes out of his mouth. Like he's got no filter at all. It is absolutely amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of go around.
Wait,
what order?
Did we have a Luke question this week?
No.
Okay.
But it's fine. It's Christmas. I'll let him off. Also, I didn't ask him, so I apologize, Luke.
He's like sitting there patiently. I did actually have a question.
He only had 7 days instead of 14 to get one. So.
I mean, I technically had 2, but I mean, it's fine.
You had 2 questions.
Oh man, a Christmas treat.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we can do it. We can do them at the end. Yeah.
Luke, what order would you put these films in, from worst to best, like 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm interested.
Do you mean how much we enjoyed the films, or
Yes.
how good they are as Christmas films?
No, just how much you enjoyed them.
Okay.
Do we have to put them in an order? Because I feel like it depends on
How drunk you are.
how drunk you are.
Or your mood,
And
if you want a Christmas film.
Yeah,
well,
what time on Christmas Day it is? Because I'm not watching Die Hard at 9 a.m. Christmas morning. But
Rob is.
likewise, I'm not
With the
watching
kids.
Muppets Christmas Carol at 11:30 Christmas Day night. So
All right, okay. Well, maybe a better way is obviously we all chose different films. Which out of the 4 did you enjoy the most? Hands down.
Die Hard. Because it's the best Christmas movie.
I'll be honest. Probably Die Hard.
That's the one you enjoyed out of all of them.
Of the 3.5 that I watched, that was probably the one I enjoyed the most. And there's 2 reasons for that. One, I watched Die Hard last night, so I had a beer in my hand. And 2, I've not seen Die Hard for probably about 6 years. Whereas I watched Nightmare Before Christmas every Christmas. I watched Muppets Christmas Carol definitely at some point in 2019. And Night Before is just Night Before. So
I was going to say, you don't have kids, so you didn't watch it in October like I did. And probably Rob did. Rob, are you sticking with your number 1 choice of Die Hard as your most enjoyed film? Then I'm going to stick with The Night Before because I still enjoyed that better than all the rest of them. I'm going to leave it down to Brad. What was your most enjoyable film out of these 4?
I think
You didn't watch Die Hard.
if I had rewatched it, it might be Die Hard. But I didn't rewatch it, so I'm going to pick The Night Before.
Nice.
Because I really enjoyed it. It was really good.
Well, I'm going to call that a tie.
No.
You don't win any prizes, I'm afraid. Has anybody got any honorable mentions that they want to throw in there for favorite Christmas films apart from Die Hard, Robert? Obviously, you can throw in there Die Hard 2 if you want.
Is that a Christmas movie?
Yes, Rob.
Oh, I'll watch that later then.
It's Christmas Day.
Honorable mentions. I mean, the Home Alone's always good to watch. I always watch them around the Christmas time with the kids because it makes me laugh because they look, oh, it's Remy. And what's the one where Tom Hanks is like a
Polar Express.
Polar Express? That not many people like that film, but I think it's good. Just a bit weird. The animation is just a bit creepy.
Yes, odd, isn't it? But it's weird that film's done by Robert Zemeckis, the same dude as Back to the Future. Brad, you got any honorable mentions you want to throw in there?
Yeah, I think everyone would say the first 2 Home Alone films are classics. I think everybody watches them pretty much every Christmas. As I said earlier, I really like The Grinch. That's one of my favorites. And I do like Elf as well. Sorry, Luke.
you soul drinking bastard.
I think I would say The Grinch is like one of my favorites.
I did used to like Elf quite a lot. I used to find it funny, but now I've watched it a bit too many times. I think it's the jokes are a bit old and stale.
Yeah. I
haven't watched it for 2 or 3 years, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as Rob. I've seen Elf so many times. Yeah. Luke, any honorable mentions you want to put out there for Christmas?
No, I think between the 4 movies that we've picked and then Rob already mentioned in Home Alone, I think we've covered it, really.
Yeah. Not Jurassic Park or
for Christmas.
Lord of the Rings. But they are always on
TV.
They are always on
Star
TV.
Wars.
Yeah, they are always on over Christmas.
Yeah.
Well,
this is the way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw out there a film that I really wish we talked about, but
Jingle.
I didn't. I fucking love Jingle All the Way. That film is so bad, it's good. But I love the whole fight between Sinbad and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I'm
in that
glad
film.
no one picked that film. I don't like watching that film.
Really? I watched it the other day instead of all the films that we had to watch, and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, but I think like you guys, Home Alone, hands down, Home Alone. Home Alone is still, I think, if anybody would have chosen that, I think I would have put that as probably one of my favorite films. Just because.
Which one do you think is better out of the first two?
I don't know, because
I
they're
think I
both
prefer
pretty
the
much.
second one.
I think I like I think I like the traps from 2, the story from 1, and I always find that Piers Morgan as the bird lady is really fucking weird.
I think the cast for this second one's better. 'Cause you've
2
got,
is
like,
really good.
You've got
Donald Trump.
Tim Curry, Rob
Schneider.
Rob Schneider's
And Professor McGonagall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not
Fucking-
her. It's not her, is it?
No, I know it's
It really looks like it.
it does. But it's so I love that second film. I just like the fact that he writes. Well, I suppose it's something that a kid would do, isn't it? He writes on the brick. It says, "I'm sorry for breaking your window," and then puts down Kevin, the 2 turtle doves dude. But let's be honest, and I've got to say, because like I think the setup for 2 is absolutely brilliant. The way that plays out, he accidentally pulls the plug out on the alarm. He's got the tape recorder. He's got his dad's wallet in his bag. He's holding, And then the insane thing about that film is that old. I was like, well, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Because they say at a point in that film where they're like, yeah, we got straight on. They were like, did you get stopped at security? I was like, no, we pretty much just got straight on. And they literally pull up at the front of the airport and run straight to the plane. And that's it. There's no check-in. I mean, from someone that's missed their plane, I thought that was really fucking weird. I don't know if I'm the only one.
Well,
but then that was before all the all the checks and stuff. Security was a lot different back then.
Yeah.
A lot more lax.
Can we talk about the traps in that film? In any of those films, please.
Well, the fact that a small
Harry and
child
Marv
has
should be dead.
murdered 2 men. Yeah.
Yeah. I watched the honest trailer for this earlier. I watched both Home Alone films last weekend after we recorded, and both my kids love. Even my youngest loves Home Alone because they're getting hurt. I don't know if I should be worried by that or not. I don't know. He's 2. But these guys should be dead. Like the honest trailer guys put it akin to the fact that Macaulay Culkin is Saw and he's invited these guys into their house. Saw traps. I was like, that's not a bad shout. Like the bricks. What is it, Brad?
Well, brick to the head from like a 20-story building, or not 20 stories.
Not just one brick.
Much, but yeah.
It's like 4 or 5.
Iron to the face, dead. Full paint can to the face, dead.
Bag
big,
of concrete.
like metal pillar to the chest and face, dead.
The big bag
electrocuted to the point where you see a skull, dead.
For 3.
A tool chest the size of like a fridge running down some stairs and you getting hit by it, dead.
What was that? That was the sound of a tool chest. I don't know why I won't be saying that. Those films are so good, as fucked up as they are. Like the damage that kid causes in those 2
They're like
films.
freaking cartoons at that point, though, aren't they?
It's such a weird thing, though, isn't it? Because they start off it's really serious, and then it just goes fucking Acme for like the last half an hour, whatever it is, whilst he's setting all the traps up.
Home Alone is always I know at least 2 people who are adamant that Die Hard is not a Christmas film. And then I always ask, do you think Home Alone's a Christmas film? And they always say yes. I'm like, well, what makes Home Alone a Christmas film, but not Die Hard?
And what's the answer?
Because they're both just set Christmas.
Yeah.
Home Alone, all right, like they probably wouldn't be robbing houses if it wasn't that time of the year, but it's essentially just 2 dumbass.
I guess the soundtrack you could argue the soundtrack because there isn't many Christmas songs in Die Hard. I don't think.
Doesn't matter. It's a movie set at Christmas.
I
It's a
know,
Christmas-
I know. But I'm just saying.
Yeah,
that's what you should die.
Just anybody who doesn't think Die Hard is a Christmas movie is an idiot. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I agree.
If you want to argue, you can find him over at Twitter on.
Fucking bring it. I'm not bothered.
No, I'm messing. But yeah, I think probably out of all those honorable mentions, I think Home Alone's definitely up there. I'm going to be honest though, after 2, don't bother watching any further. Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
What, Die Hard?
No.
Home Alone.
Well, maybe
right.
after what? Which one? What, the one with Kevin?
I've watched 3 and 4, and they are both terrible.
What, Die Hard?
I think I've watched 3.
Die Hard 4's amazing.
No, you twat. Home Alone.
Oh, right.
But you are raising a good point. Which of the 5 is your
Yeah.
favorite Die Hard? Is it 6 now?
He's like, I don't know.
I think there's 5.
I think there's
The
5.
5th one's
just-
shit, I know that.
I know there's definitely 5.
Because it's like his
Can't
son,
remember if
isn't
there's
it?
a 6th one.
I think they were
I've
on
only
about-
seen 1, so
I think they
You've
were on-
only seen Die Hard
Which is the
one.
one with Samuel L. Jackson? Because that's the best one.
yes.
3.
That's the best one.
Yes, Rob. That's my favorite one too.
4 is good because he kills a helicopter with a car.
Yeah, he does. And
4
it's
is good,
got-
yeah.
What's his face from
And-
Dodgeball? In it?
And Kevin
he
Smith
just-
is in it as well.
Justin Long.
Justin Long, yeah.
And Kevin Smith when he was fat.
Yeah, he's not like that
Kev-
tall now.
Kevin Smith doesn't look right skinny, does he?
No, he doesn't.
It's like Jonah Hill skinny. It's just wrong.
Yeah. Agreed.
I suppose before we leave, Luke, do you wanna ask your questions? Seems you
No.
have to. You don't.
Oh, come on, do it.
No, it's fine. Carry on.
Don't be an Ebenezer Scrooge.
Come on,
Bar
Mick Duck.
humbug.
Come on, Mick Duck, with your bath full of money.
What?
Don't blame Mike. That hat's squeezing his head. He forgot.
Why have I got a bath full of money?
No?
Scrooge McDuck.
And why am I not laying in it right now?
It was a DuckTales reference.
I used to love that cartoon.
I can't remember who it was, and someone was talking about that intro, and they're like, if he really dived into a pool full of gold, he'd be dead.
Yes, because that's the problem with a cartoon set around talking ducks.
Yeah. I feel like you've got more chance of training a duck to talk than you could throwing it into a pool of gold and it surviving.
Well, I mean, depending on what height you throw a duck into a pool of gold, it might just land and
Getting a duck to wear a monocle would be pretty difficult as well, wouldn't it?
walk on the gold. You know,
To be honest, from the basis of Home Alone, I'm gonna disagree with you there, Brad.
Well, the duck is set in the Home Alone universe.
Potentially. And the weight is apparently non-existent.
it could also be set in the Who Framed Roger Rabbit universe.
Yeah.
They survive quite a lot of punishment as well.
Is that a Christmas film? That's not.
No, it's definitely not a Christmas film. It's a good film, but it's not
Is
a
it?
Christmas film.
Is that a kids' film? Because I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure I put it on a few years ago.
That's not a kids' film. You literally watch a man melt to death.
Wait, what film? I missed this.
Who Framed Roger
Who
Rabbit?
Framed Roger
Oh,
Rabbit.
right. Bob Hoskins.
Featuring the sexiest cartoon lady ever drawn.
Christopher Lloyd.
No, Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit. That's the one. Anyway,
I thought you were going to
suppose
say
that's-
Bob Hoskins then.
Are you seriously not going to do your questions, Luke?
No,
So he hasn't really written any. He was just
I've got 2.
say
He's
them then,
blagging
you
us.
can't.
One around Die Hard and one around
Do them.
Nightmare Before Christmas. No, I
Don't be like this. Don't be like this because one of us forgot to ask.
Why would you not?
Well, if we're allowed to go into overtime, we're allowed to go into overtime.
You do what you want. I didn't put a limit on Christmas episode. It's a special episode.
Oh, well, I'll ask a bunch of questions then.
Go for it.
Oh,
Oh, shock quiz. Okay. So out of nowhere, I'm going to kind of quiz you guys on some Christmas films that you may or may not have seen. So if you don't know the answer, just guess or don't answer at all, Rob. I'm saying you because you didn't know you were in the conversation a second ago.
Sorry, you're still talking to me.
Oh my God.
Okay, so in the Polar Express, how many characters did Tom Hanks play?
6.
Oh, Bradley, I know you know that one. I just forgot about that because we had it on the Christmas.
I know.
When Buddy from the film Elf found out he was adopted by Santa, when he goes to find out his dad, when he goes to find his dad in New York, what is the iconic building that his dad works in?
Chrysler.
Empire State Building.
It's the Empire State Building.
Damn it.
Arnold Schwarzenegger in faces his toughest opponent yet, the Christmas holiday shopping season. What was the name of the trendy toy his son was trying
Turbo
to
Man.
Well done. One comedy definitely not for the whole family was Bad Moms Christmas. What actress led the all-star cast?
Mila Kunis?
Yes. What is the name of the dog in Jim Carrey's The Grinch?
Oh, fuck.
Max.
Correct. A teenager gets
Wow.
more than he bargained for from his Christmas present in the 80s cult hit Gremlins. Which Disney film do the furry critters end up watching at a movie theater?
Say that again?
In the film Gremlins, which Disney film do the furry critters end up watching at a movie theater?
Fantasia?
No idea.
I can't think.
It's Snow White and the Seven
Hmm.
Dwarfs. It may not be very traditional, but Die Hard has become an alternative Christmas movie. What does Detective John Kimball write on the sweater of a dead henchman to send to a
Rob already said it.
Now I've got a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
Now I have a machine gun. Okay.
What?
I'll give
Come
you
on,
that one.
Still
dude.
the right answer.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, it's an MP5, so it's not a machine gun, technically.
Right,
It's
okay.
an SMG.
In the comedy
Well, I
film
guess it's a submachine gun.
The Night Before, which outrageous pop star did they run into?
Miley Cyrus.
Correct.
Wrecking Ball.
Which city did his family visit in Home Alone 2?
New York.
Oh,
No.
no.
Oh no, they go to
Don't they go to
Miami?
Paris.
No, Paris
No.
is the first one.
Is it?
Is it-
All right.
Is it Quebec?
No.
It's like French Canada.
Is it not Miami?
No,
Yeah,
I think it's Miami or Florida or something like that, isn't it? Don't
But
go
they
to
get
Florida?
stuck somewhere with its French TV.
That's the first one.
Is it?
Yeah, they go to Paris in one.
I see.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
getting the
yeah,
first
yeah,
and
yeah.
second one confused. Then it's like it's Paris. No, it's
yeah,
not.
they go to
Second.
Miami or yeah, they go to Florida, don't they?
They do. Yeah, there's something like that.
You should know. You're doing the question.
How can
Yeah.
you not know?
If we
I
zoom
haven't
in
got
on
all the
Mike's
answers in front of
glasses,
me.
we can see the answers.
The dark man who
Dark.
turned his light off.
Oh, right. No, I haven't turned it off. It's just
There he
You
is.
need to sit in front of it because your thing's
the
adjusting.
camera's getting all weird. In the film The Holiday, Cameron Diaz swaps homes with Kate Winslet and falls for which British actor?
Jude Law.
Jude Law.
Well done.
Jack Black.
Cameron Diaz, almost there. Rob, well done there.
Is Jack
In-
Black's not British?
I know, it was a joke.
Okay.
I knew who it was, but you already said it.
In the dark blockbuster Batman Returns, which is technically a Christmas movie,
Correct.
what decoration do Batman and Catwoman say can be deadly if you eat it?
Mistletoe.
Mistletoe.
Correct. And finally, in the animated hit film Arthur Christmas, follows good-natured Arthur as he rushes to deliver one
I love this
present
film.
the North Pole forgot to give out. What relation is Arthur to Santa?
Son.
I gotta
Nephew?
give- No, it's his son. I got to give Rob that one. Well done to everyone. I don't know what points you got, nor do I care.
We got points.
Happy holidays.
What
Just
the points,
happy
mate?
now.
Prizes.
Yes.
But yeah, that's it. It's almost the holidays, boys. Even though some of us are already on the holidays, I'm not quite sure which way it goes. But I hope everyone listening has a wonderful time over the next couple of weeks.
Eat well and be merry.
Yes.
And
Stay safe and have a good Christmas.
Enjoy yourself with family if you can, if that option is available to you. If not, any more advice from the wall, Luke?
What was it? Hands space phase? Yeah.
Talk to the hand, space.
Yeah, just stop breaking the fucking rules. Basically.
No, honestly, thank you if you are listening for joining us on this random endeavor that we've done since when? What is it? June, July?
I think so, yeah.
No idea, mate. I've lost all concept of time in 2020.
Well, it must be 30 weeks.
31.
Well, how far gone's your missus gone, Rob?
She's 34, 5 weeks.
So just before that.
So when did you do the deed? And it's around about that.
What a time to start a podcast.
Wow.
Anyway, let's make this quick. I've got to do a podcast.
Anyway, yes, thank you very much for joining us on
Wow.
for this year. We ended one podcast and started a new one for some reason. Anyway, we did it, guys. We made it another year, I think. Anyway, I'll raise my glass and say happy holidays, guys.
Merry Christmas,
Cheers.
everyone.
Cheers.
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 And look after yourself. Bye-bye.